The things that we see.
Oh, yeah.
The stories that we hear, the this, the that, all of it, all the time.
So he asked me, well, have you ever did a Brazilian? I'm like, no, I do mostly underarms. I've done bikinis. And he's like, well, go watch this YouTube video because you got one coming in 30 minutes. So she gets on my table and, she ready. I said, well, when you do? She's like, well, I'm dilated 3 centimeters. I said, girl.
No, you gotta go. You're not having this baby on my table. You gotta go. Oh my God.
Said the doctor don't care about your happy coochie.
Hygiene 101, please learn to clean your ass.
Exactly. You just like, you kind of left a crumb back here.
Well, I guess we could start. Obviously, my name is Loreen and Nakilia. I've been an esthetician for, I don't know, rough and tough, about 27 years. And I've loved every minute of being part of this industry. I think it has allowed me to meet interesting people, do the work that I always loved, and have flexibility, in all honesty, too. With raising my kids, I was able to either work at night or Saturday and be home, but still have my hands on a career that I loved. I'm a therapist, a listener, a shoulder to cry on sometimes, that making someone feel really good, feeling good about themselves, having people trust me, right? It's kind of an honor to be able to do that to somebody. I was listening to somebody talk and they said, we have the privilege to touch somebody and to make somebody feel good. And not many people get that. Not many people get, people miss being touched by someone, and the fact that people trust me to do that for them, and sometimes in the most intimate part of their body. Right. Just makes me feel pretty good about what I do. So I've always loved it. And now, like, watching my career sort of morph into not just being in the room, not to say just an esthetician, but now I get to do things like this as it's growing. So it's been fun.
Good. First of all, 27 years, honey, you don't look a day over 30.
Of course not, honey. I came out just like this, just starting it. I win. Thank you.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
My name is Nakilia Adams. I've been an esthetician for about 8 years now. Yeah. And I love what I do. I started when I was in school. I really loved massage. I really loved facials. I loved all that. And so for me now, I just kind of specialize in Brazilians. And you would have never told me that I would be doing that.
It's crazy.
But I got a love for it. I do. I love just meeting new people, new clients coming here. And that's one of the biggest things is, when I read my reviews, it's, oh, she made me feel so comfortable. She made me feel so comfortable. So we know this is an intimate area. We know that I do. It's intimate area. And just having that touch, like you said, some of these women have never been touched. And we ain't touching them like that. But just to touch and someone to listen to.
Yes.
We just need that.
We just need that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And help in making somebody say, I could never do that. I could never. And when they do that, and they do that with you, like whether or not it's an underarm, whether or not it is a bikini or a Brazilian, and look, hey, you did that, and I made you feel confident enough to put on that swimsuit or whatever, for whatever reason, you felt comfortable. And I had something to do with that. Like you said, touching someone. Yeah, exactly. It's super important.
Yes. And just to know that they chose you.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
I agree. They chose us. So I think too, one of the things that we were going to talk about is like what made a defining moment. Like, you thought you were going to be doing more aesthetics and facials. And so where was the point in your career that you decided to change and do or find out that you're now a master Brazilian waxer and that's what you specialize in?
So funny story. I was looking for a job and this guy hired me. Like, he wanted to hire me right on the spot, but I was headed on vacation. So when I went back, there was like nobody there but him. and he's not an esthetician. He's just the owner.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I told him that I wanted to work there, I told him, you know, I do massages, I do facials. So he asked me, well, have you ever did a Brazilian? I'm like, no, I do mostly underarms. I've done bikinis. And he's like, well, go watch this YouTube video because you got one coming in 30 minutes. I said, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Love it.
True story.
Yep.
So anyway, it took me a good hour and something to do this Brazilian, but when I tell you we had the best conversation, and you could just hear his feet just pacing outside the door.
Sweating.
So when I get finished, she left me a $20 tip. When I get finished, she said, I don't know what you did, but she loved you. And I'm like, I don't know what I did either. So can we get some professional training?
Right.
So we did, and I had, you know, a lady with me for like 3 days, and it was uphill from there.
Yep. Yeah, and those
What
are the
about
times that you walk away going, this is why I do what I do. Because
yes,
you almost can't teach the touch. And you know, when you have the touch, you have the touch. And you knew that you were able to do that and get through it because you just knew. And you know, sometimes kids these days don't know what it feels like to just be thrown in, figure it out. And guess what? We figured it out and we did it. And like you said, it was just kind of uphill from there.
Yes. Well, what about you?
I can't think of like one defining moment, but I do remember back in the day, there was no training for Brazilians. There was no, it was okay, you did a bikini. And then if I can remember, I think one girl came in and goes, well, can you just take it all? And yeah, you never say no. Of course I can.
Right.
Hope to God everything turns out okay, fingers crossed. And you know, you just went in and did what you had to do, right?
Right.
So I think we just did it. And then I kind of taught myself moving forward. Okay, well, this works. This doesn't work. This works. And that's really about all. As far as waxing goes, I have to say, when I started teaching at one of the local schools around here, and I'm sitting at the bed and I have all the students around me and they're looking at me with this like, oh my God, you're amazing feeling of like, wow, I really can like help mold. Like I actually am pretty good at what I'm doing here. Like these girls are watching me and they're learning, and then watching them go and do it, get it and understand it just from watching my hands and listening to my words. And now they're seeing them become successful. I think that for me was like, okay, wow, you can do this, right? You're good at this. You're good enough to help have somebody grow. So I think those were the kind of the times where I was kind of like, all right, I get this in my career. Like I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you're great.
Yeah, you know, pretty good. But you know, it's been I know it sounds corny, but like rewarding. I really feel like I haven't looked back really one time in any of the years and said, this isn't for me. Like I've always had it in my life. It's always what I wanted to do. I'm fascinated by skincare. Waxing to me is so satisfying and I love doing it. So yeah, I don't think I've ever really looked back that this wasn't where I should be.
Yeah. Well, I would say it was a few moments when I, you know, maybe there was, you know, poop in the booty.
Oh yeah.
Lord have mercy. Am I going to do this for the rest of my life?
Yes.
But no, honestly, it is so rewarding, you know. And that
yeah, along with it should be hygiene 101. Please learn to clean your ass.
Exactly.
Really all I want to say. We should have a sign. Please clean ass.
Exactly.
Because do you not know what we see? Like it's not okay. And you feel so bad because I really think people would be mortified if they knew that they were, but for the love of God, just please.
Right. So let me ask you this question. What do you do in that situation?
Wax right over it.
Do you? So you haven't got to the point where you just like, you kind of left a crumb back here.
I want to, and it has been on the tip of my tongue. You left a crumb, a schmear. I don't think you wiped it all. Like, I'm just saying, do you not have some shaman hanging around the house? Like, come on. But no, I really have just tried to put some good old eucalyptus under my nose and just go in and finish it and just be done. I can't bring myself to say it. I would feel so mortified for them. And I think you'd lose them as a client. So I just do my best to.
Really?
I do. What have you said and how have they said it? And how has that been received?
Okay. So, not so much as poop back there.
Yeah.
But the cleaning
Yes.
inside the crevices, like in between the lips.
Yeah.
I literally talk to girls about that. And when they get that mirror, I will show them. And you have this, and you need to take the soap and you need to clean good right here. And I try to educate them, and they return. So I think I do it as more of an education and not as an embarrassing. And I kind of put myself in their shoes, like my mom really didn't
know. Right.
No, exactly. Like, my mom did teach me a whole lot when I was younger. And, I didn't have a big sister that was in the house with me. So, hey, I'm here to help.
A lot of girls don't know their own bodies. They don't know body parts and areas and things, like you said, how to wash and make sure that everybody's clean. I have said maybe different things like, hey, there looks like there's something going on. I would have it checked out. I'm not a doctor, but different things from different, you hate to say it, girl smell, and so I smell something or I see something. I would definitely educate and have and never not say anything if I felt like somebody's health or was at risk. So I think guide them in the right direction like that too. Like, you can definitely tell when someone's getting a UTI or a yeast infection. God forgive me, but it's gross. But they may not know, but we're letting them know. So that I would definitely tell them. But poop is something I pass right over.
Yeah, not to toilet paper. I have like, you left a little something down here for me.
I'm gonna try.
Kind of in a joking way, and they like, oh my gosh, I'm so bad. I'm like, girl, don't worry about it. It happens to all of us. So again, it happens.
We're women, and it happens. I guess it's the things that we see.
Oh yeah.
The stories that we hear, the this, the that, all of it, all the time. But I do try to just go right over it. I've had a girl get so mad that this girl keeps coming into her with poop in her bum. So finally she takes the wax strip, puts it on, obviously comes off, and there's poop on the wax strip. She leaves it straight up on the bed, right on things, so the girl can see it when she gets up. She goes, but she keeps coming back, ignoring the poop wax strip. She goes, I tried to be subtle about it, but it just didn't work. So she just moved on. I know. It's awful, awful, awful.
So do you work in a location or are you on your own?
I work in a location. I work in a big spa. There are about 55 employees. It's huge. So we actually have 2 locations. And I'm very close with the owner. I've known her for over 20 years. She's an esthetician, massage therapist. So it's really nice to work for someone who gets it and gets it in the room. She was a hands-on esthetician for years. And now she's out of the room just running the business. But there are about 14 estheticians. I myself are one of the department heads. I help educate and train the kids, we call them, and the new hires and things like that. And I've never had the desire, to be honest with you, to own my own. I know there's a lot of freedom to it and you can run it the way you want. Sometimes when I come to work, even now, the older I'm getting, I want to just punch my card. I like to go in, I like to do my job and leave. Having the responsibility of if someone else's paycheck, someone else making the money, really just, it wasn't for me. It personally just was not for me. I like being a part of a whole community within a salon and having people I work with and bounce ideas off of people and things like that. That just was always a better fit for me.
Yeah. Well, and that's the one thing that I kind of didn't get. I'm a solo esthetician and I do own my own business, and I probably will stay solo because the thought of, paychecks and this and that, and, it's a lot, but I do like the flexibility of making my own schedule.
Right.
But I really wish I had that experience. And actually, I've been contemplating maybe going to work for somebody. It doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, I
No.
have the business here. If somebody want to rent it out, they can.
Right. I think for me, I think it's the boss or whatever, the person that you work for. If they have an understanding of what you do in the room, there's a level of respect that goes along with that. They know how hard you're working, how your hands hurt, 6, 7, 8 facials in a row and you're tired, or waxing, your elbows are feeling, right? Like they can respect that feeling, and they're going to pay you what you're worth. Mm-hmm. So for me, that always worked. It was finding the right location, and the right people that I surround myself with. And we have a good, solid crew. I mean, we looked at it like in our salon with our estheticians. If we combined all of our years of experience, I think we have 200 years of experience. Who's been an esthetician for 40 years, who's been an esthetician for 10, 20. And we all work well together. We bounce ideas off of each other. We respect one another. So I'm very, very lucky that I found my place there. So maybe if I didn't, I would have gone out on my own. But yeah. I like being able to work with people. And so that always worked for me, but you never know. It's not a bad idea. I go in, I do my job,
Yeah, I love it. And that's important, having a good crew. That's, I have had, people working in here, but just having a good crew, the sky's the limit. You feel good about going in, you don't dread going in. You feel good about it. So.
And sometimes you're just having a day, it's raining, you're tired, you're running late. I ran in here this morning, but if the same thing was happening when I was running into the salon, what's really great about having a supportive staff is that I know that I could call anywhere from 2 or 3 of the girls and be like, I am running late. I've had the morning from hell. I, spilled my coffee, dropped the whole thing. Can you turn my wax on? Can you throw hot towels in my caddy? Can you just make sure that I have cotton? Whatever the little thing is, just to that helping hand to kind of smooth over your day, that you have. And that is what makes all the difference. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, we're a bunch of freaking bitches, right? And I don't want to look at your face, shut the door, and don't complain to me about your stupid client because I don't want to hear it. We work with women, and when things can get a little catty, but when you'll bring it back, all in all, at the end of the day, it's all good. Right? Yeah. We have to serve the client, make the money. We all have the client we roll our eyes at, but it's at the end of the day, we're a good supportive team. So I'm lucky.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. Now, how did you, and I kind of forget, stumble upon Bombshell?
So I was on Facebook. I found a group. Was it Spa Hive? I think.
Maybe one of those. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And Julie, she introduced. I was talking to her about some things and what I wanted to do, and she's a great resource. And she connected me with Lou from Bombshell, and so that's how I got connected. And then met you at Skin Game.
That's right.
Look, we've been there kicking it every year. So. And now here we are. Which is really cool.
Being able to do this, people what are you doing today? I'm I'm going to see Lou. And they know when I say I go see Lou, right? I'm here at Bombshell. We're talking about education, right? We're talking about all of this stuff to bring this whole world together for estheticians. They can listen to us chirp and talk about our experiences and moving forward. But working with Bombshell has allowed me to educate other estheticians, come together and help people's businesses grow. I've been working with this brand for, I can't even tell you, I don't know, 10 years maybe. But watching it grow and be a part of this whole community is awesome.
Yes.
So it's widened my horizons as an esthetician. So that's what I love. And I love the product too. So
yeah, me too. I've been an esthetician for 8 years. And I always said, I wanted to do training. I wanted to train because I knew how it was. And Lou allowed me the opportunity to be able to train other estheticians. I'm racking my brain, how do I come up with a curriculum? How do I do this? How do I do that? Lou said, I got you.
That's right. And he did. Yeah.
And so just being able to go to different colleges and our esthetician schools, beauty schools, and talk to other estheticians, people coming to my training classes, doing one-on-one training, it truly has been a great experience. And Lou made it so easy for me.
Yeah, he does. He's made it really easy for us too. It's really nice. I like that opportunity to reach out, and I'll talk to any esthetician and walk her through. Maybe they're just a couple of questions. Maybe it's just sometimes you just need to know a little tip or a little trick, right? And you're walking someone through the wax. Like it's one little thing. Hey, if there's a lot of hair, make the wax patch thicker. That's one little tip, one little something, a little snippet. And they're like, oh my God, that is like, that did it for me. Or, you know, whatever it may be, you know, make it look like a pancake batter, right? You don't want it runny. So like different tips and tricks that have made a difference helping somebody else is really, and it's really cool being able to work with Bombshell and do that is really nice.
Absolutely. And the fact that I'll text them and like, Lou, I'm low on wax. I need some wax. It is in 2 days. So I love it.
I text him too. We need wax. I don't even have to tell him. We just know what shows up and it's just perfect. And that's, I think, the difference too, when I tell people like, we're sitting here in an office, right? Like if I don't know if people will be able to see us or not, but like we're sitting here in an office and they're doing work, like you're calling Bombshell, you're not calling some crazy giant company. We're here hands-on, like we're, you know, in our little office doing our thing. So it's a family run business. Like, I don't know what I want to describe. It's just a small hands-on. He's like, he's the guy, right? So it's kind of cool.
Me being a small business and being able to reach out to him like, hey, I need wax and a pen. You can't get that. You can't. And I've been doing this for, like I said, 8 years. I don't know a company that I could call and be like, hey, I need wax right now.
Yeah, no, it's true. So I have a couple questions. I've had some pretty interesting clients over the last couple weeks. I swear they're lying. I don't know if everyone's on some kind of retinol eye cream and not saying anything. So now I've gotten into the habit, and I don't know if you do, but I make sure that before I start waxing someone, I'm asking, are you on any retinols, antibiotics, anything that's going to affect your waxing, right? If I'm going to rip your ear off. No, nothing. I'm not on anything. Oh, well, you're lied because you are clearly, because now I have lifted a little bit of skin or I have done this or that, you know. How do you handle that? Like, what do you do? Because I mean, I ask them straight out.
Do you ask them or do you have them sign a form?
The company does not. I verbally ask.
Okay.
Are you on any specific medication, antibiotic, cosmetics that would interfere with your waxing now? And they know.
I have them fill out a form. And I don't have them do it every single time they come in here. It's on file that they filled out a form. And and then I do ask them, you know, when they come in here, if medications change or anything like that. I haven't really had too many issues. I
feel like it rides the wave. Like sometimes it's fine, and then other times it's like, you know, there's lifting and there's that, you know. So the skin has become thin. I don't know. Like what's going on.
Probably lying, like you said, because they're going on vacation and they want to be on.
100%. I'm like, oh my God, you're lying. Yeah, and just trying to deal with that the best I can. Sometimes those are some issues, you know, maneuvering like the really, really like big, got some big girls, right? And so we're trying to get in, and it's really hard. Are there any specific like positions or movements that you found work better than others?
Honestly, you know, I have a that she bring her straps and she put them on her feet and it helps me so much. But everybody is welcome. I've had, you know, some people that actually came, like somebody came in a treatment room with them and kind of held their leg.
Okay.
But I normally do.
Everyone's welcome, and I want to give
absolutely.
I want to give the size 2 to the size 22, the same type of treatment, and I want to be able to come out the same and all of that. But sometimes maneuvering around a body that might not be as flexible or has been able to move, like you said, in the areas that we need to get. So it's all sometimes just playing around with how flexible people are, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I normally do knees to chest, but if I have a bigger person that can't get them up, or a pregnant woman or something, I just have them kind of put their feet on the edge and just open wide.
Yep, exactly. Just try to do it. Yep, just bend in the way, hang it off the side. It stretches out the side of the leg a little bit.
Yep.
If people can't, just do a heel to heel butterfly or frog or whatever you want to call it. Kind of
So
same.
So let me ask you a question. Do you wax pregnant women?
Yes.
Okay. So how far will you wax?
If someone's coming in at that 8.5, 9 months, I will probably have a conversation with them about if they really want to do this at this point, because I would say that your body's changing at that point, right? Things are a little more fluid, a little more swollen. It's going to be really uncomfortable. I'm hoping that up until that point, they've maintained. So by the time they get there, it's not that bad. I would, if someone has this little tiny basketball, right, and they're not too swollen, they're not retaining water, things are looking neat and tucked and everyone's all good, then I'll move forward. I will evaluate it per body.
Yeah. I got a story. So this Saturday, a lady comes in here, and I know her mom really well. And so she gets on my table, and she ready to, I said, well, when you do? She's like, well, I'm dilated 3 centimeters. I said, girl,
no, you gotta go. You're not having this baby on my table. You gotta go. Oh my God.
I said, I'm not doing this. And she's like, please, I can't. I said, the doctor don't care about your hairy coochie. But guess what? I did her every strip. I'm like, are you okay? Are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. You're okay. I said, is that baby? Yeah, the baby in here moving. I said, okay, let me hurry up and get you off my table. And I watched her, she was fine. But she's a regular client. So
again, yes, I would evaluate, is she a regular client? What is her tolerance level right now? Because let's face it, it's gonna hurt like hell. You're that swollen and all the fluid and everything. And I don't want any babies being born on my table. Absolutely not. So no water breaking. No,
exactly.
Get out. But again, like I said, I would evaluate it client by client, person by person. Same thing. See how they're feeling.
Yeah. So that brings me to the next question, because I've been seeing this a lot too. Do you wax on your cycle? You wax women on their cycle?
I will wax in women during the menstrual cycle, as long as they have a tampon in. It is clean. I will take the string, and obviously when I'm doing the front, swing it to the back, and then vice versa, just move the string and swing it to the front. I don't feel like that is a reason to not wax somebody, but as long as it's clean. And I do let them know we are a little more sensitive during this time. We are a little more sensitive actually the week before. So to be honest, I think it's a little bit even more comfortable during your period than the week before to come in, but I will not turn someone away for that. What about yourself?
Absolutely. I definitely wax on their cycle. I've had people call in and try to cancel the day of. Oh, my cycle came, honey, put a tampon in and I'll see you in a few.
That's okay. There's no reason to say, I like, oh no, I have my period. I said, that's okay. Come on in, because if you canceled every time someone got their period, I wouldn't have my clients.
Exactly.
No, gotta move on.
Right. Yeah. I was just wondering, because I've seen a few posts about that on social media lately, and I was just wondering, and I'm like, we're waxing majority women, so
absolutely
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and I agree. As long as it's clean, fresh tampon, it's all good, and I'm okay with that. And they say, I'm really sorry. Don't worry about it. We all get it. We deal with it. So no, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
If your client has ingrowns, are you someone that will you help move them along? Will you try to pull them out if they're really big? Are you someone to do that during that service? Give them products to go home with to help care for it?
Yes, I'm very big on at-home care.
Yes.
So If I see like maybe one or two, I
Yeah.
may get it, but definitely educate them in my treatment room on the products that they need to use to help with Crohn's. And like I tell them, I only see you once a month. It's what you do at home that's going to make that skin, react better to your wax.
I do the same thing. I say the same thing. I see you for 15 minutes
Yep.
every 4 to 6 weeks, right? So you have to start caring for this at home. You go back to that dental analogy. You go to your dentist, he's giving you an at-home treatment. You're brushing, you're flossing, you're using mouthwash all the time. It's the same thing. You have to kind of do that at home. Skincare, intimate area care, hair. It's not just that's for everything. That's just caring for your body. Yeah, because we need such a short time.
Yeah. And so funny because people have like a aha moment when I tell them, you moisturize your face, you moisturize your arms.
That's
but
right.
It's skin right there. That's skin,
That's right. It needs a little love too.
Exactly.
Protected, all of exfoliated, the whole thing.
Absolutely. Like there's skin under this hair.
Right. And not just the day before you come see me. It's a process. Like you need to do it all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
All the time. No, I agree. Do you wax someone's face, right? Because a lot of people have had issues with that lately. Like, oh, I don't want to do my sideburns or my face. People have always questioned that because it seems to cause, or it's an area that you can get that folliculitis a little easier. I do. But I will tell people if it is their first time and they do have a lot of growth, that there is a chance that you may break out at first, how to treat it. But if you keep doing it, it'll obviously get better.
Right. I haven't had a lot. I do a few lip chin. That's about, as far as face.
I do get a lot of women that come in and want the side of their face. So we'll talk to them about, sometimes it's waxing, sometimes it's dermaplaning, sometimes it's laser, sometimes it's a lot of different, whatever I feel like is best for them particularly. But I do get that. And then I'll obviously explain to them treating their skin with certain skincare and things like that will help just not get the big breakout or anything. That's an area that I, sometimes have a longer consultation with, about the side of the face.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, are you working every day? Are you like open? How do you run your schedule?
I'm closed every Tuesday. My schedule is is very flexible, but I do appointments only, no walk-ins.
Yeah.
And normally every Sunday and Tuesday I'm off, and then every other weekend.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm Tuesday through Friday, and I like it. I gave up the weekends. I try to work 2 nights and 2 days. So I work 2 nights till 7 or 8 o'clock, and then I'm working 2 days from like 4 or 5. So I try to give people that flexibility. And I found that the weekend clientele for me, where I work in the spa, turned out to be more like parties and people just coming in kind of for the day. I wasn't getting that a consistent every 4 weeks kind of client. I found for me, I generated people to my weeknights and my weekdays, and then everyone had their weekend free. So that worked for me. It took a little while with that transition. But it was really nice, and I genuinely love having my weekends off. After this many years, right? I do my best to try to not have to work the weekend.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. You need that balance, right?
Definitely.
We have lives, we have children, we have partners, we have all of things, and life can't be all work. So I like to, you need time for you. So I really, when I decided to not work those weekends, I found a happier work-life balance, and that was important to me. So we do give so much. And one week I had, 3 people cry, right? And so like I had all these people, like all this emotion going on in my room that I just felt so heavy. I was like, what is going on this week, right? But you need that balance. Sometimes I can only take on so much.
Yeah, and that's so important too, because we do take on a lot of people's shit. I've been through divorces with people. I've been through cheating. I've been through, deaths. It's so many things that women just come in here, and in the evening, just for clients to come in here and they've worked all day and just to lay on the table and be like, I am so glad to be here. You know, I could just literally see the weight lifted off of them, even though they're about to get a painful service.
Exactly.
Yeah, just want to lay and just
Sit here
really,
for a minute. Exactly.
yeah.
I get that a lot too. I get that a lot when people come in and just be like, and they'll just talk because they can, it's safe. They, and I just listen. I just listen, and I'm not here to tell them what to do or how to do it or asking anything more from them. I'm there for them. And people just want to just lay. I say, I'm just going to charge you, just lay in the room. I'll just shut the door. You just be quiet in here for 60 minutes. It's all you. Like you said, I have gone through breakdowns and deaths and divorce and everything from everything in between.
Yeah.
So we do carry that. That's a job that we do take on, that emotional, the emotional heaviness of everything, right? And how to just kind of shake that off and move on.
So we do need that time to just kind of recharge ourselves,
100%. Yep. Self-care. We can't just talk self-care, right? Tell our clients to come in for all of the self-care for themselves and then not do it
for
ourselves, because you can only take so much, right? Before we're done. So I agree. I totally agree. But I think this is really cool. I'm hoping that when we put this out there into the world, we get some feedback that people maybe want to hear us can kind of come back and forth with, talk about different topics, talk about where everybody is in the world of waxing and business and aesthetics, and hopefully be able to shed some light on some fun topics for people and just shoot the shit, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to have other estheticians on, students, or even someone just thinking about it. If you have some questions for us, or, make sure you DM us and let us know what's your thoughts or what's your questions.
Questions, thoughts, inputs, ideas. I mean, anything really. I'd love to be able to hear what's going on.
Yes, insults, compliments, whatever. We take it all.
That's right. We literally do.
Yeah, keep us relevant.
Yes, exactly. Sounds good. I think anyone wants to come on and debate us between strip wax and hard wax, or just have a conversation about waxing in general. Talk about pooping the bum. Anything you want to talk about, come on. I think it'd be cool. I think we have a lot to say. I think we have a lot of experiences, a lot of stories, a lot of ideas and thoughts. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe nobody really gives a shit what we have to say, but I like talking about it. So I'm sure somebody will want to listen to us drone on.
Absolutely.
Are you going to take and remove all the hair? Are we leaving a strip, or what are we doing? The woman once said, she goes, "Oh no, it's the winter. Leave a little strip." Was that keeping you warm? Is that insulating your vagina? Like,